What's up, guys? I'm Jackie Lee. They told me at a young age, this is what you're going to do. Yeah, from a very young age, they just kind of told me, hey, music's what we do, so we're going to do this. And my dad was never super strict or anything, but he just always, it was there. And music was something that we just did. I think I said this earlier, Carson is probably the only producer in town that changed my diaper, and now he's changing tracks on the record. He didn't change my diaper, by the way, but I was 2 years old when I first met Carson. And I went to the studio with him when I was 6 years old, and then again when I was 13 years old. And it's just a really, I don't know, very organic relationship. And I'm just really comfortable with Carson, and I've known him my whole life. So getting to produce this first record for Broken Bow was just, was awesome. So she does, right? I was in a publishing company in Nashville, and I heard this song being played down the hallway on my way to the restroom. And that's why you drink a lot of water. And I poked my head in, and I was like, hey, what's that? And she said, well, another artist has this on hold right now, and it's an artist that I won't name on camera. But when Kenny Chesney didn't cut it, I was super excited. So I was like, well, if there's any chance in the world he doesn't cut it, I would love to have that song. And like, I guess about 3 weeks later, she called me and said, he didn't cut it. Yours if you want it. Took it to Broken Bow. They loved it. And yeah, we cut it. And it was my debut single. I met Benny Brown for the first time February of 2013. And we just created this awesome relationship of we would hang out in his Lincoln Navigator and listen to songs for hours. I mean, I've never been a part of a process like that before. And that's where we have music meetings, is in vehicles. But we would hang out and listen to songs. And he always described it to me as, you're an artist that is on target, but we got to get you down to the bullseye, and we got to make this, we got to be you. We got to find your style and do what you do. And so it was I'm very thankful for that process, because it really helped narrow down and distinguish what I do in country music. Well, breaking news, I'm going to tell you guys on camera. We have to get some graphics going right now. We're releasing a new single in March, and it's called Headphones. One thing I'm super excited about this song is I feel like it's one of those songs that I feel like, a new artist, especially in the beginning, it's important to have obviously songs that, let people know your personality and who you are. And it's one of those songs that you can just roll down the windows, go to the beach, go in the mountains, go in the lake, whatever you're doing, and just jam out to and have a good time. But the record, I was talking to a rep from Broken Bow earlier today. I feel like with my record, I'm so excited that we have dynamics, not only in the songs but throughout the whole record. I have influences from Michael Bolton, Phil Collins, to Mel Street, Fair and Young, Ronnie Dunn. So it's kind of spans from all of those voices that I grew up listening to. So weird. I was so nervous. Like when I get nervous, I usually, talk a lot and just really fidgety. It was it was the weirdest thing. I couldn't talk. My knees were shaky, no spit in my mouth whatsoever. And I think the coolest part about that day was my dad tried to be an artist. Back in the day, it never worked out for him, but I called him up, and he's the one that put the love of country music and the love of the Opry, and it made it a passion of mine, So I got to call him up and say, hey, I need you to learn these 3 songs. And he said, why? And I said, well, you're going to debut on the Opry with me. And so he got to play piano for me when I played the Opry for the first time, and it was really cool. Sorry, Chase Bryant's in the background making faces. We asked that question again. Sorry, he was making faces at me. Dang you, Chase Bryant, and your hair. I love you. Go ahead. My favorite thing about songwriting is that, I don't know, I know it's different for probably everyone, but it's a lot of trial by error, I found it's not like I want to go in there and write a bad song, but I do find out a lot of the times it's finding things that don't work is what helps you find the things that do work faster, as opposed to going in there and writing 5 songs that could be number one. I feel like I write 5 songs that are oh man, Not even my mom wants to hear that song. And that's what kind of steers me in the direction of what I'm supposed to be doing. And in the beginning, writing songs really helped me find my voice. And when you hear yourself singing songs, you immediately go, or yeah, you know? And so writing songs for me has always been, you know, a trial by error. You got to do it. You know, got to get it out of you. Sometimes I go and write a song that it's like, is that even a song? But it got, you know, the feelings out of me that I needed to get out for that day. Well, I feel like I'm in the process of a radio tour, you know, just constantly. So we're doing, every radio station that'll have us will be there. No, we're doing a lot of radio shows. I think next week we're going up to Washington. We're going to be in California. Just doing, you know, it's kind of have guitar will travel, you know, that kind of thing. And just going out there and trying to thank all these people that are playing the song and doing shows, and we're just having a lot of fun meeting new people and making new friends. I think the coolest part is actually being here with all these radio people and like knowing them and having like a little bit of history with them. Like getting to talk to my buddy Nate Deaton in San Jose, and just the time that we had out at dinner that night and things like that. And that's what's cool to me. You know, the artist, that's also really cool, just to get to catch up with all your friends and see all these artists that, you know, have been doing it for a while. Like Garth Brooks, he spoke at an event yesterday, which was super cool, him and Trisha Yearwood. But getting to see all the radio people that play your song and, you know, that you're friends with, it's really cool. Yeah, it's like, it doesn't exist though. It's like, it's the 80s pop world. I will listen to like Styx and Sting and the Police and Michael Bolton and Phil Collins and Genesis. I'll listen to those guys all day long on Sirius Radio. But it's like, I listen to Maroon 5. They're a big influence of mine. I listened to them a lot in high school. But I feel like this is like, I guess a funny story. Like when all my friends were listening to Lil Wayne and Young Jock trying to get ready for a football game, I was over there like jamming out my headphones to When a Man Loves a Woman. And if anybody knew that I was doing that, I would have been really hurt. But that's the stuff I listen to. Bob Seger, I love all that stuff. A lot of Photoshop and fake tan. Have you seen that cover? Looks nothing like me. Hasn't changed at all. My mom called me and was like, hey, because it's like just a Nashville thing. No, it's been cool. She was like, I need you to go buy me 10 copies. Like, Mom, I'm not going to go buy a magazine with my face on it in public anywhere. Okay, that's not going to happen. And so I think my most famous line today is like, so how does it feel to be one of Nashville's most eligible bachelors? I'm like, well, don't tell my girlfriend. No, it's cool. I went into Books A Million the other day, not for that. And they had like a full spread on the wall. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I get up to the cash register and I'm right beside Rolling Stone magazine, which was cool, but I was like, that's weird. So it's cool, I guess. Thanks to Nashville Lifestyles I think they picked me though because of one answer. They asked me to describe my favorite date, and I said, that's a tough one. I'd probably have to say April 25th because it's not too hot, not too cold. All you need is a light jacket. You get it? This congeniality? No? Sorry, I'm completely stupid. Isn't that funny? I laughed for like 30 minutes.